kind of game that makes you want to quit Battleship. Um, and what it is, it's a two-carrier game. And I don't realize that until a little later on. Not that it matters, my strategy would have been the same. I'm the sole stealthy ship on the west side of the board, so my goal is to take A and begin with that. There's a destroyer here for each of the other two zones, B and C, but we've got this curse of two aircraft carriers, so I'm going to watch the credits here and see how many kills the carriers get. The enemy carriers team up on me at the end. I play what I believe is a pretty good game, but the two carrier game is just not enjoyable in any way. So here's the first strike. It's a torpedo plane, obviously. And the enemy carriers are a Lexington, level 8, and a Parseval. I don't know what level that is. I believe it's 8. I believe it's a level 8. So I'm fortunate not getting detected immediately. The carrier favors the middle of the board, and where are they? Looks like there's one there. Is that one? That's a battleship, and one here to begin with. Now this second rocket plane assault, that's a rocket plane by the icon, it's going to see me, so I'm just staying tight. I got my fighters in the air, and I'm going to hit my directed AA right now. So I don't know where they all go. I don't get that many, but they're gone. Now I guess it's the destroyers behind me, and there was a fighter of them too. So now I ground out intentionally on this little bluff here, stop my momentum, and back up with a rudder turn to hide right around this island and hopefully take this zone before everybody else gets here. And I figure worst case scenario, if I get a lot of heat from battleships, I can go in reverse around the island. So this little green indicates the zone being taken. This is the capture zone. Each capture zone you hold, you get points for, which are calculated up here. And those 3 points were for this capture zone. First one to 1,000 wins. And you get points by the capture zones or destroying ships. And you lose points by having the zones captured by the other team and having your own ships destroyed. So my detectability is 9.3. That Bismarck can't see me. At this point, I'm going to go out and try to contest this destroyer, because I love to kill destroyers, and lay torps at where I think the battleships are going to try to hide, which is right here. So I lay 2 racks of torps. I'm still not detected. The detection icon comes up right here. And so far I haven't made a mistake. It's a perfect game. We've got 2 zones. This guy probably should have boogied for around here, I don't know, or gotten closer, maybe hung back here. But he's not going to capture that zone. He's going to sacrifice himself. Now I'm detected by 2 ships. They're gone, probably because they smoked up. I don't think I do anything with those torpedoes. But my goal now is, because there's 2 battleships, and I can tell by the 2 lines on it, the 2 slashes, is to keep that Cleveland right here spotted for them, and to hold my fire until it's essential. But if I can keep that Cleveland spotted, I figure these guys can take him out. So now he's giving the broadside to 2 battleships. That's not a healthy situation. And I'm aiming, but I'm not shooting. I'm just keeping him spotted. And sure enough, they do it. So that evens it up, because we lose the suicide Cleveland over here. So 2 Clevelands leave the game. But we look strong here, but it's just, we must make a lot of stupid unforced errors, or I don't know what happens over here. I didn't see who got the Cleveland. So at this point, my tubes have reloaded, and I'm just trying to get my torpedo shots. This is my torpedo range line here, far enough to get this area in the area where I figure the Akizuki backed out. This was his last known position. That's a destroyer icon. So there's two more, and I'm hoping to pick him up if he's laying in the smoke. But I'm detected, which tells me he's pretty close. He's within my 9-3 and probably outside the smoke if he can see me, because you can't see through the smoke. So now I got 3 ships targeting me, now 1, so I'm doing a chandelle away. Now I'm just detected. They all took guns off. Now I could shoot because I am detective. 1 gun's on me. I'm trying to have myself go out of detection, so I'm withholding fire, and I thought I did another chandelle here. Yeah, there it is. So now I got the aircraft, and there's the Akizuki. This is the guy I want, because he's going to be the impediment to holding this zone. There's only 2 destroyers in the game each side. So now the planes are beating me up. But I've made a decision, because the planes are going to keep me spotted, is to turn around and close in on that Akizuki, which is last known to be right here. So there he is again. 8.6 away. I never do get my secondaries on him, but so he's smoking up, which means I won't be able to see him, but he won't be able to see out. So that's what looked a little overled to me, and it was. Bad shot. So now, this is Hydro here. I've turned it on already. Don't ask me why I turned it on already. Oh, I was afraid of his torps coming at me. They help you see torps. But pretty soon it's going to reveal him in the smoke once I'm within 5K. And I'm going to bear to the left because my guns are arrayed to the right. So I'm going to need to shoot at him with this side of the ship. But they can't see through the smoke. And there he is. He's in the smoke. Now he knows, he can tell that he's been located with hydro acoustic search. But he's not going to last real long. He doesn't go down there. He must have been going forward. He was. But my secondaries take him out. And that's what he gets. So I'm detected. That's from this airplane. So I'm moving away from him towards the smoke. I'm going to use the smoke for cover once that plane's out of the equation. And I'm going to outrun those torpedoes. So now I'm no longer detected. At this point, the Bismarck is making a rush for the zone. And I could back away and retreat, but I figure I'm going to use this smoke to get as close as possible. Because if we get them out, the other ships are a long way away. I'm going to glance off this Akizuki I killed. There's only 5 seconds left of smoke in the zone, so I got to act fast and retreat. So I finally get the Bismarck locked. That's just a calculated one. I go inside of it with this one. Believe it or not, they both miss. Despite the fact he's fighting the ship, he sees me and bears away. So I get a fire. Now I'm hoping to get a torp on him. So I bear away to the starboard and open up the torps on that side. Now I'm factoring him, because he's been moving out to move in. So I play this one inside. It's gone already. There's my torps. He's got 46K. I only get 1 hit. That was a detonation. I got to his magazine and destroyed him, and that was pretty much front end. So that's unusual, I would think. A little lucky, but they're far out of range. So we've beaten them off. But here's what's going to happen. This Kansas should probably hold his fire, or group up with another battleship for AA support, but he's going to die a glorious death, because that's what battleship captains do. He's firing, he's going to take this Kansas out, And even though he's pretty much in retreat, he's going to die a glorious death. We've lost everybody over here. As you can see, we're down. Well, we're up one. Yeah, we're down one ship. But the Kansas makes it down two. And that was the Parzival. I think he's the carrier that kills me. So. And then this Bismarck gets the Kansas. But he's prepared to die a glorious death too. So we're down one ship, but I don't know. Maybe their carrier captain might have been the best. That might have been the difference in the game. So I believe this North Carolina is going to fight the Bismarck because the Bismarck's on lower health. So I let 2 racks of torpedoes go. I could fire, but I don't. And the reason is I don't want to alert the North Carolina to these incoming torpedoes. If I fire, he sees me, I'm detected, and he says, oh, that was a torpedo cruiser turning away. He's lobbed torps at me. So I don't fire until I figure he can't avoid the torps. We're still in a strong position if we can defend, but it doesn't work out. And I believe it's because it's a 2-carrier game. Okay, now I'm going to fire because they're on their way. Now he's turned a little bit or maybe sped up, I'm not sure. So it's not as good, but I get a flooding. So in order to stop the flooding, and I know it stopped when the points aren't rolling, he used his repair party. You only get to use it about once every 2 or 3 minutes. So now I'm firing high explosive at him, hoping to start a fire. There's 9 hits, no fire. Because if I start a fire, he can't put it out for 3 minutes. Because that's when his repair party will come back. Okay, there's the fire. That's the fire I wanted. 9 hits. And now he's got a problem. He's on lower health, and he's burning. Down. But now that leaves me the sole target on the Western Front, and I believe there's 2 carriers very close to me. So at this point, I'm not sure I do the right thing, but we're already down a ship. I'm alone. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I felt I had to defend this zone, and I thought I did a fair job of it. So now maybe I should stay on this course, just circle. That might have been a mistake there because I got planes all over me. These are 2 carriers worth of planes. And maybe changing direction allowed these rocket planes to get a good shot at me, because they certainly do. 9,000 damage from rocket planes. So I'm turning into the rocket planes here. What do they get there? 7,000 damage. That's just too much to... And then I get the Edinburgh coming in. If I wasn't facing all these rocket planes, that Edinburgh would have been easy to deal with. But at this point I don't have much luck. I just hit the brakes to let these torps pass, so I'm not forced to hold my course. And he goes long, and now I'm back on the throttle, but hitting the brakes allowed the carrier to set me up for the second torpedo run. And I should have had AP loaded, and I didn't. So that's it. Lexington got me. I don't know. I think the carriers were way too effective, I just don't. I think they diminish enjoyment of the game unless you're captaining a carrier. I guess. I mean, it's kind of a good deal. You stay way away. You don't take any damage until the very end, unless your team loses. And if you're a good enough carrier pilot, you can, affect the outcome a long way. Now, the carriers certainly did that in the war, but they've never tried to model this game realistically. It's not modeled realistically. I got a blue Takio. So, to change it now, they really have undermined, I think, the enjoyment of everybody not playing a carrier. And big mistake.